We are at the bottom of Mem Gimel Amud Bet 43b. 43b. We are 3 lines up from the bottom. Okay, so we had the opinion of Rav Yossi, which we negated at the end of the last Gemara, but now we're kind of bringing it back. And Rav Yossi's opinion is in the laws of Hefker. Hefker is when a person makes his item ownerless. So a person has the ability to, this is my watch, right? And now, let's say, just as an example, I make this ownerless. I'm allowed to do that. Now, if someone else picks it up, and they hear that it's ownerless, or they find out it's ownerless, and they take it, it's theirs, and that's perfectly fine. Now, the general way of understanding that is at the moment I say it's ownerless, even if no one else picked it up yet. Rav Yossi, his opinion is, if I say it's ownerless, it's still mine till the moment someone else takes it. And then someone else, when he takes it, he's legally allowed to take it, but at that moment, that's where the ownership switches. So that's Rav Yossi's opinion. Now, the Gemara is going to bring a Braita that shows Rav Yossi's opinion and Rabbanan's opinion in one Braita, which is something that's not usually done because you have, unless it specifically tells you this is opinion number 1, this is opinion number 2. When it's showed to you as in a format, we've had this many times, of like, this is one statement, looks like from the same author, you can't have contradictory opinions in one statement, and that's what I'm going to ask. So let's get into it. So the Braita says, Tanya, Mafkiret Sadehu, a guy, I guess he's really wants to unload his real estate or whatever. He says, you know what, this field I'm making hefker, this field I'm making ownerless. So okay, well, it's it's giving up this field. So if a person makes his field ownerless, which he's allowed to do, there's a condition when it comes to fields. Kol shlosha yamim, for the first 3 days, yachol lachzor bo. He's allowed to go back and renege on his hefker, on this decision that he made it ownerless. And we're going to see the Ran. Even if someone else in the interim takes it, he's allowed to reverse it and take it back. Mikan ve'elach, but going forward, en yachol lachzor. He's not allowed to that's it, to go back on it. Once he let it go, he let it go. He's not allowed to go back on it. Okay, we'll read the whole Braita and then we'll get into the explanation. So that's the first part of the Braita. Person lets go of his field. So then for the first 3 days, he could go back on it if he likes, but after that, he can't. Okay, let's continue. Next page. Amar, but if he says, Teheh sadeh zu mufkeret leyom echad. He says, I want my field to be hefker for 1 day. The Shabbat achat, for 1 week. The chodesh echad, for 1 month. The shana achat, for 1 year. The shavua echad, for 7 years. So I want it to be hefker just for that amount of time. I'm going to pause it for a second. Does that mean, can I just see this a second? Does it mean he's going to make it for that amount of time or in that amount of time? Be ownerless for 1 day, for 1 week. Okay. Yeah. So he says, I want this to be ownerless just for a week, just for a day, just for a month. So during that, so now, okay, he says, I want it to be, let's take the example of a month. I want it to be ownerless just for a month. So Shavua means a week. Shavua means a week.
7 years.
No, that's the next line. Or for one seventh of a year.
No, 7 years. Shavua could also mean 7 years because
7 years.
you have to go look at the order.
Okay.
Yeah, because you look at the order because like Shemitah is like 7 years. So if you look at the order of the Braita, it starts with day.
Right.
Then Shabbat achat. Shabbat is a week.
Right.
Chodesh a month. Shana is year. It's not going to go back to a week. So Shavua is a week of years. 7 years. Okay. So yeah. So ad shelo zachaba, until someone else comes and picks it up. So now he says, okay, I want my field hefker for a month. Ad shelo zachaba, until someone else is zocheh in it, ben acher yachol lachzor bo. Be it him or be someone else, could go back on it. Mishazachaba, but at the moment that someone is zocheh in it, does take it, ben hu ben acher en yachol lachzor bo. Be it him or anyone else cannot go back on it. So here he says, I want my field hefker for a month. Now, let's say no one picked it up. You can't pick up a field. So what do you do to get a field? You make an action in that field. You pitch a tent. You plow a little bit. You do something to acquire that field. So if no one got the field yet, you could retract on it, even after 3 days. You could retract on it. But once someone did get it, then that's it. You can't retract on it even within 3 days. Okay. Until someone got it, you can go back on it. At the moment that someone got it, then you can't go back on it. Okay. So let's look at these cases and let's remember Rav Yossi's opinion and the Rabbanan's opinion. This last statement here follows Rav Yossi. Why does it follow Rav Yossi? Because Rav Yossi's opinion is when I let go of an item of mine as hefker, it's not released from me until someone else gets it. And that's what's going on over here, where it says clearly that at the moment, I could go back on it until someone else picks it up, until someone else gets it. That means it's still mine until someone else gets it. I can go back on it until someone else gets it. So, according to the general opinion of hefker, it would be I could reacquire my thing. Meaning, the general way, which is the Rabbanan way of understanding hefker, it's once I let go, it's let go. It's not mine anymore. Rav Yossi says, once I let it go, it's still considered mine until someone else picks it up. So, in this second case here, what do we say? The person says, I want this hefker for a month. During that month, I could re-get it. I could go back on it. But it doesn't say I have to reacquire it. I could go back on it and say, you know what, forget it. In the meantime, no one got it, forget it. But once someone gets it, then I have no more rights over it. That's exactly Rav Yossi's way of understanding. And the first opinion, the first case, was someone that makes his field hefker. Someone that makes his field hefker, in the first 3 days he could go back on it. After that, he can't go back on it. If it's Rav Yossi, if it would be Rav Yossi, why is there a limit of 3 days? I mean, if no one picked it up, then even after 3 days, it's his still until someone else gets it. But you see that there is, and we're going to see so you see that there's, after 3 days, it's not his anymore. You can't go back on it. It's hefker. Whereas, according to Rav Yossi, it should not. Who cares 3 days? It can be 3 months. If no one else got this field, then it should still be his. So you see that this is the Rabbanan's opinion that once you let go of it, you let go of it. Now we're going to figure out in a moment why 3 days. According to Rabbanan, the moment you say this field is hefker, it should be hefker that second. Why is there 3 days you could go back on it? It's not Rav Yossi, because Rav Yossi, forget 3 days, 3 months. If no one else got this piece of land, it's still mine. So he said, no, there's a 3 day thing. So, well, according to Rabbanan, right away you lose it. What's the 3 day thing? So I'll explain it outside, and then we'll maybe read the Ran inside. The 3 day thing here is the following. So when a person has a field, he has to give ma'aser. Among the things that he has to do with the field, he has to give ma'aser. Ma'aser is 10% of the produce of that field to the Levi. Now, a loophole, where people can maybe make a loophole, or halacha is, let's say there's an actual field that's hefker. And let's say I'm walking and I see a big sign, this field is hefker, I have no kids and I just want to get rid of my field. I want to give it to someone, next guy that gets it, gets my field. And you see it and you're like, all right, owner here, can I get your field? I want to get it. He's like, yeah, it's yours. I put a sign there, it's yours, all yours. Now, at the moment you get a hefker field, okay, it's yours. But let's say now this hefker field has like 10 apple trees. Do I have to give ma'aser 10% of that orchard? No. If I
once I inherit,
not inherit. If you take over hefker. No, he didn't give it to you. Give it to you as matana. No, it was not matana. It's not a hefker from hefker.
No, you said that the guy
doesn't want it. He doesn't want it anymore. But he put a sign hefker as opposed to giving it to you. Hefker. Okay, fine. Maybe the story, it was like, it sounded like a matana. Not a matana, let's say ownerless, right? Or let's say there's a city that says, okay, guys, people move in, take your land, whatever you want, back in the day.
So we
right?
move in and first
So you
come,
move in
first
first
serve.
come, first serve, right? So it's Hefker land. So if you get Hefker land, you don't have to give Maaser on the Hefker land.
But
going forward, yes.
Right.
Right.
Once
Not
you
when
take the apples, once the apples grow,
No, yeah.
you benefit from them, you have to pay your maaser.
No, 1 second. Going forward, meaning at that moment, I already have 10 trees full of apples. I don't give anything.
No, but when
Now-
you take apples down.
No. Even so.
So the first season you don't have to give nothing?
Next season it's already mine. And then from the next season going forward, then
Even
I
if
give.
you benefited from the first season.
The first season you have to. The halacha, yeah, exactly. Hefker is a freebie.
What if you buy it?
If you buy it, no, then you have to give 10%. Or if you get it as a matana, then hefker is a freebie. Okay. So now people, tricksters, would do the following. They have a field. They own their field. They have 10 trees on it, whatever it is. They have their field. And that's come time for
It's
maaser.
and they take it back themselves.
Exactly. You know all the tricks, Eli, huh?
So they don't have to pay that.
Exactly.
You should do it every year.
That's right. So what do they do?
They sign up one day, I can take that.
Yeah, exactly.
Why one day? You did it up and down.
Well,
Why
what's
take a chance for 24
exactly.
hours?
So that's the whole thing here.
No, you
so
now, gotta show, you put it behind the bush.
Like the
You
speed
can have
sign.
20,
Like the
right?
speed sign.
All right, yeah.
so that's what's going on here with the Chachamim. We're afraid that people are going to be Ramayim, are going to be tricksters. There's a Hefker, and they're not going to. And then a second later, they're going to take their field back. Oh, I don't have to give Maaser. So the Chachamim said no. That Hefker in a field has a 3-day, 3-day. Like if you go back on it within 3 days, that means it was never Hefker in the first place. It was always your ownership.
And there's 3 days people can take.
And there for 3 days, people can take your land, right? Because I put up the sign. If a second later I take it back, oh, that means it was never Hefker. You got to leave it there for 3 days.
You gotta leave it. Put it
So
behind
3
the bush.
days.
Put it behind
So
the
during
bush.
the 3 days, you can't take it back.
Three
But
days.
anybody can take it during the 3 days.
So you could take it back within 3 days. You could always take
Okay.
it. You could take it back within 3 days.
But they have
Even if someone else takes it, that's just, even if someone else takes it, you could take it back within 3 days.
Okay, so if I have this land, I put it up,
Put it up for Hefker.
okay.
I
And
show up
at-
tomorrow
and he takes it. So
he
He's-
Within 3 days,
He
you
takes
get
it on day 1,
Okay.
okay. But on day 3, I say, you know what?
I don't want it back.
I do want it back.
Yeah, you want it fine.
So I say, I'm sorry.
And you
I'll
take it back.
I take it back.
But now,
no, I
you-
still give 10%.
you still get 10%.
Yeah, yeah,
exactly.
Okay,
Because
but
it's
what
all
if
yours.
if I planted something, I did something
In
in,
those 3
in that
days?
one day
Doesn't
that I
matter.
owned
Doesn't
it?
matter.
Or-
We're like the halacha was
Thank you.
from the get-go.
so I can build my house in the one day, and then he can take it.
Right.
Yeah, thank
Yes.
But hold on a second. I have a question for you. In that 3 days, if he takes the apples and now he has to give them back, now he has to give back.
Yeah,
Does
Yeah.
he have to pay him for the apples?
It seems like it was universally known that there's a 3-day after Hefker. There's a 3-day. The guy can
Period.
get it back.
So
So
people,
maybe
people
it-
claim but don't
people
do
claim,
anything.
yeah.
It's
yeah.
like the 3-day holdback,
24
basically.
hours.
Well,
It's
no,
72
it's
hours.
3 days, 72
Right, right, right.
hours
What's
to.
a holdback?
No, I'm saying like off of
There's buyer's remorse. You have
Buyer's
24
remorse.
hours. When if you buy a car and you go home and you say, you know what, I don't want it, you can go back within
Yeah.
24 hours. They can cancel the contract or a house.
like
Yeah,
house or
yeah,
car
Or even
So the
I'm
Torah
sure
talks
stuff.
about
even
Yeah,
gym
sure.
memberships.
Right.
the Torah talks
I know.
about or like when you buy a flight, you have 24 hours to cancel. Oh, that's
No, I know.
remorse.
No, flights you
Free,
don't have.
free cancellation.
No,
You have
no,
24 hours.
no.
Air
It
Canada.
says cancellation.
I know.
They if they do it, it's only out of the goodness of their heart.
Right.
Airlines
They hold
take
it.
the money.
Yeah, exactly.
The
So the Torah has batei arechot, like houses that 2 years you have you can go back on it because
Oh,
because
sorry.
certain houses and certain things because people would only sell if they're poor, and then why else would you sell? Okay, so fine. So now
Lloyd, there's a question from the
from Nisim,
yes. Can you say that the fruit of the land is hectare for X period of time?
I don't know. I don't get your question, Nisim.
Why don't you take him off mute, then?
He didn't do that himself. Can we say the fruit of the land is hefker for X period of time?
Only the fruit, not the land.
An owner could do whatever he wants. So you want to say that the
So he doesn't want to.
so you want to say that my fruit is hefker for a day, for a month?
Yeah.
Anybody can come and get it.
They come and get it, and they take it. But the land is not. If you want to make the land
We don't
hefker,
find deals like
it's
this.
3 days. Yeah. Where do we?
And it's because of the
And he's
matzah.
saying that you can go back within 3 days and ask for the produce.
No, so you can't. You can't. The
produce-
produce is
it
different.
takes it, it takes it.
The land is the land.
Yeah, well, it can't be,
The
it
land
can't
is
be
different.
so bad.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so back to this story over here. So this case, in our case one over here in this Breita, is a guy says, my field is hefker. Now there's just a universal rule of 3 days to weed out these ramayim, these tricksters. Because now a trickster is not going to leave his land up for hefker for 3 days, right? Because and even if he does, he's like, okay, I want to be a trickster. How does a trickster need to really be a trickster? If he leaves his land hefker for 3 days, and then reclaims it after 3 days. After 3 days,
And nobody has to have taken
and nobody
it
has to have taken
to
it in the
request
meantime.
it during, yeah.
Right. So to do all that, people are not going to risk their thing. Now, if they do the risk, and then 3 days, within 3 days, someone takes it, oh, I can take it back. Once you take it back, that means it was always yours. And then you're going to do it again. If people were aware, if it was a real hefker, not behind the bush, but it was a real hefker, people were going to take that land, right? So the tricksters aren't going to do this thing. So this weeded out the tricksters. Okay. That means, though, that if there's no tricksters, let's say there's no tricksters in the world, then they wouldn't have done this. They wouldn't have done this clause, because everyone would be legal, everyone would be good, and they would have care. So this is like but they made this clause, okay, because there's tricksters in the world. But if there were no tricksters in the world, it would be once hefker happens, it's yours, just like regular items as opposed to fields. So this first opinion is Rabbanan, where Rabbanan say the moment you say hefker, it's gone. It's not mine anymore until someone else takes it. Whatever, it's not mine anymore. They have this 3 day clause because we're worried about tricksters. But if there's no tricksters, then you see from here. Once I say hefker, it's hefker. So it's seemingly the first part is a Rabbanan, the second part is Rav Yossi. But how does that jive? Usually in one Breita, it's the same. Got to be the same person.
Does this apply to any materialistic thing or just land?
Just land. Because of the Maaser. That's the whole, because of the Maaser, we're worried the guys are going to trick on Maaser.
You can't give somebody a car and say after 3 days.
Right. And then, like I said, in the Torah, there's, I think in Eretz Yisrael, there's certain lands, and there's also certain houses where it's like 2 years and 1 year where there's a remorse thing.
Buyer's remorse.
Yeah. You get it back. Back to the Gemara. Let's go to the Gemara. We are 5 lines down. Reisha Rabbanan, Sefer Rav Yossi. How does that work? The beginning part of the Breita is Rabbanan. The latter part of the Breita is Rav Yossi. Amar Ula. Says Ula in answer. Seifa Nami Rabbanani. The latter part is also Chachamim. The latter part that says, let this field be hefker for a day, for a month, for a year. Those examples, that's also the Chachamim. So the Gemara asks the obvious question: Iyachi, if so, amai ad shelo zachaba ben hu ben achei yachol achzor bo? Then why is it that until someone else acquires it, then he could come and reacquire, he could re-get it, he get his field back until someone else acquires it? That's the whole Rav Yossi is that's Rav Yossi talk. Rav Yossi talk is until someone gets it, it's still mine. That's Rav Yossi. So how could I plug Rabbanan into this? That's what he's asking. I mean, Ula says no. The latter part is also Rabbanan. Rabbanan's opinion is once I say hefker, it's hefker. It's gone. It's not mine anymore. Rav Yossi is once I say it's hefker, someone else can come and get it, but it's still mine until someone gets it. And then we made a statement here in the second statement. We said until someone gets it, it's still mine. So that's Rav Yossi talk. How is that Rabbanan? How do we fit them to Rabbanan? Answers the Gemara. Shani, here's different. Shana v'shavua delo shchichi. Here, this letting a field hefker for a year, or for 7 years, or for a month. These are uncommon cases, and we're going to read them around in a moment. And what he's saying is because it's an uncommon case, you see that the owner here, because he said, meaning it's an uncommon case, even in the Rabbanan world. The Gemara wants to answer like this: both the Reisha and the Seifa are Rabbanan. Both are Rabbanan. And what do you mean? This sounds like Rav Yossi. That once I say hefker, it's still mine. I can still go back on it until someone else gets it. That's Rav Yossi talk. Answer the Gemara. No. Here's a different, an abnormal hefker case. A normal hefker case is this is hefker, that's it. Abnormal hefker case is this is hefker for a month. This is hefker for a year. That's abnormal. People don't usually do that. So in the abnormal cases, you see the guy really doesn't want to let it go fully. If a guy says this is hefker, it means he's letting it go. He's done with it. If a guy says this is hefker for a day, he's testing the market. He's testing if someone's going to take it. He really doesn't want to let it go fully. If he doesn't want to let it go fully, so the Gemara is saying that is in that abnormal case, that's kind of like Rav Yossi in his regular cases. Apply Rav Yossi in his regular cases to Rabbanan in abnormal cases. Because the guy's still holding on to that field, I don't want to let this go fully. It's hefker for a week, hefker for a month. So that means you don't really want to let it go. So you don't want to really go. Then what we rule is like what we rule Rav Yossi in regular cases, which is it's not someone else's until someone else actually gets it. It's still yours the whole time. That's what the Gemara is answering. Let's see that part in the run. Let's look on our page, Mem Daled Amud Aleph. Let's look at the run. It's in the middle here. It's 8 lines up from the bottom of the page of the run. 8 lines up. The first one along is the word bo. It's 6 lines up in the middle size lines. The first one on the line in the run is bo. You go to the third word in Deshani. Deshani Shavua v'Shabbat. Here it's different when it talks about a week or a Shabbat or a week, or a year, 7 years or a week. Delo shchichan. It's not common. Klomar, as it to say, Delo shchiach de mifkiri inchi v'kiagavna. It's not common that people do hefker in such a way. The kevan sheshana. Since this guy changed, Shana means a year, but Shana means Shoneh. Since this person changed, he made an abnormal type of hefker. Amdinan ledate. We, amdinan ledate means we judge his mind, meaning we read his mind, what he really wanted to do. What do we read his mind with? We read his mind is that this guy didn't want to get rid of his field fully. Because if he really wanted to, he just says, I'm getting rid of it, hefker. He says, no, hefker for a month. He didn't really want to get rid of it yet. Since he didn't want to do a hefker olam, olam means the world, but olam means like olam forever.
Unlimited.
Unlimited. Yeah, thank you. He didn't want to do a hefker forever. Ve'akati agidbe. He's still attached to it. Afilu be'oto zman she'ifkiro. Even during that time when he made it hefker, since he's still attached to it, lo nichale de lipukim yeshute. He's not happy with it leaving his jurisdiction. Ad dezachi beidach, until someone else gets it. And at the end of the day, he did say hefker for a week. I mean, anyone could come and take it for a week, but if not, I get my thing back. That means you're not parting with it really until someone else gets it. Therefore, Svira lehu Rabbanan, the Rabbanan hold, behefker shehu lezman, hefker, that's a temporary hefker, 1 week hefker, if 1 week someone can come and take it, if not, back to me. So Rabbanan hold in a temporary hefker, my desvira le Rav Yossi behefker olamit. What Rav Yossi holds in a regular hefker, a guy says, this is hefker. Rav Yossi holds, if I say this is hefker forever, hefker, Rav Yossi holds it's still mine until someone else gets it. So that concept is what Rabbanan hold in a temporary hefker. The guy says, this is hefker for a day. Let me see if I'm testing the water if someone's going to get it or not. In a temporary hefker, Rabbanan would say it's still yours until someone else gets it. And therefore, the beginning of the Mishnah of the Braita spoke about a leolam type of hefker. And a forever hefker, okay, there's a 3-day rule because of Ramaim. We're worried that these guys are gonna evade maaser taxes, so we put a 3-day thing. But that's clearly Rabbanan. Here, how is this Rabbanan? That's Rav Yossi talk. Answers the Gemara. No, when Rabbanan do a temporary type of hefker, that's like Rabbanan because they're still attached to it. So that means it's still theirs until someone else gets it.
And if it's not temporary?
Then it's a forever. then that moment he releases his thing. Now, field specifically is different because we're worried people are going to come and do tricks from Maaser, so there's a 3-day thing. Okay.
Well, if it's a home, there's the rent trick.
No, I mean, what do you mean?
What?
Stop with your taxation loopholes.
No, we said that there's only
professional.
that's the job that the accountants do. No, we said that there's only when a person picks up hefker land, he doesn't have to do maaser, but anything else, it seems like you would need to do to pay or whatever it is. Okay, Rish Lakish has another answer. We'll get into it. Let's see how far.
Building is a year, right?
A year what?
For the home, you said
So
a year.
yeah, I said I have to get the full details. I don't have the full details on it, but the Torah speaks about buyer's remorse. I think specifically in Eretz Yisrael, specifically maybe during certain times, and certain areas like homes that are part of a walled city, and I think maybe even every type of field, there's a buyer's remorse. I think 2 years or 1 year. Yeah, but I don't have a full grasp on it. Yeah, okay. Now here's another answer from Rish Lakish to answer this contradiction, seeming contradiction in the Braita. Let's see how far we can go with it, and maybe tomorrow we'll just start again from here. But let's see. Rish Lakish Amar, Mides Sefer Rav Yossi, Reisha Nami Rav Yossi. Rish Lakish says the latter part of the Braita is Rav Yossi. The first part of the Braita is also Rav Yossi. So how does that work? The Reisha Hainu Ta'ama the lo dishtakach Torah Tefker. And the reason for the Reisha, why it's Rav Yossi, of this 3-day thing, is that we should not forget the laws of Hefker. We should not forget the laws of Hefker.
Yeah, Josh. Yeah, man. Oh, don't tell me about the car without me. I'll kill you.
Yeah, I had a tough time with this. This is a late night explanation.
It says here he should be able to retract after 3 days.
I mean, according to Rav Yossi, that's the question. Meaning, Rish Lakish now is saying the beginning part, that's Rav Yossi. How is that Rav Yossi? Rav Yossi, it's still yours even after 3 days, and if no one claims it. Meaning, what's the beginning part? The beginning part is this is hefker. So he said that's Rabbanan. It's hefker right away. We have a 3-day clause because of Ramaim. But according to Rav Yossi, there's no 3-day clause. It can be 5 days, 10 days, a month. If no one claims it, it's still yours. That's the big question. Rav Yossi, how does that fit into Rav Yossi?
So the difference is now he can be able to take it after 3 days, but Rabbanim say no, after 3 days he can't take it, but that's already okay. That's good, right?
So the Gemara says Ihachi. So Rish Lakish Amar Mides Sefer Rav Yossi Reisha Nami Rav Yossi. Reisha Hanu Tama the lo lishtakach Torah Hefker. And the reasoning for the Reisha is not to forget the laws of Hefker. I think not to forget that if you pick up a land of Hefker, you don't have to give maaser on it.
At least they're independent. Josh, I told him this morning, don't buy the car without me. I'm coming. I'm gonna cost me now. Mazel tov.
Baruch Hashem.
Independent with your money.
No, listen, he's working his thing, but it was just insurance, He's a new driver, so you're worried on a new car.
Did he get insurance?
Yeah, my wife called our insurance broker, who's like a lady from Venezuela. She did Chedewit.
Good. So, but you gave your car there to your other son.
No. So I told him, you call your brother and you tell him to buy the same car that you just bought and give me back my car.
Oh, okay. So they get.
I just want to make
they
sure.
can't get a 2-for-1 deal.
So, in Israel, there's no deals, buddy. Israel, there's zero deal. Israel, has to pay for the car, and then they give it to you 4 weeks later.
Yeah, you told me. You said that.
Which I don't understand. How does
Because
that?
they don't pull it out of customs. If they take it out of the port,
They have to pay the tax.
They have to pay the taxes.
So they don't pay the duty.
until they pay. They don't
So
want
keep
to.
at least if they stay in bond.
I just want to make sure because they give him because he's Ole Chadash, right? He's a new immigrant. The government gives him a
3
zero
years.
just 5-year interest-free pay.
Oh,
So before I told him, by the 5 years, pay off the car. And I thought, wait a minute, ask him if it's any penalty. Get the lowest payment, and see if there's any penalty for paying down during the year. Like I want to give $20,000 or $10,000.
Why?
The people listening to the shiur get another shiur also at the same
We're
time.
waiting for you.
I know, it's good, it's good. I know, it's good.
No.
It's
that's
good.
the wrong thing. What you're
Last
supposed to
10
do,
minutes.
Get zero interest. Don't pay for the 5 years, and then any money that he was going to put down, he puts it in an savings account, interest thing, or investment, and that way he has even more. That's what I did with all my kids.
Continue
Is
that.
that
I
universal?
didn't get it yet. So, the people should realize that one who takes possession of this field has acquired it from the state of ownership, is making it part of this except for Maser. To reinforce this idea, the rabbinic decree was instituted preventing the owner from retracting after 3 days, even when no one has yet taken possession of the property. To reinforce the rabbinic decree was instituted preventing the owner from retracting after 3 days,
For 1,090 shekels.
even when no one's taken.
Finance.
Good for him.
Yeah, he deserves it. His car, you know his car? Oh my God, his car. Every day broke down. In Israel, you don't want a car breaking down.
No.
There's no AAA. There's the Arabs gonna come and say, take you with your
So
car.
maybe there's a business there, AAA.
No.
See,
They'll call you for everything. They'll call you. Rabbi's not doing that.
it's being recorded, man.
Oh, so, okay.
It's okay, they'll hear a good cheer from you guys. Wow, that's good.
Everybody's making Aliyah sooner or later. They're
They're gonna use it. Yeah.
giving
less
information.
Hey, Rob, I heard you on YouTube. I heard you on YouTube. You do that much? It's okay. It's the first day we're conscious about it. All the other days we speak, we're not conscious about it.
this one.
Yeah.
As long as none of my jokes are on it.
Kosher joke.
None of your jokes were in this ear also. Yeah. Okay, so it seems like I'll just keep this nearby, but it seems like this. So Rish Lakish says that he wants to answer this Braita by saying that the first part is also Rav Yossi. So the question is, how's the first part of Yossi? Because even after 3 days, if no one else picks it up, it's still yours. That's Rav Yossi's whole thing. So let's read it. Rish Lakish Amar b'dei Sefer Rav Yossi, Rish Anam Rav Yossi. V'reisha hainu tama d'lo l'ishtakach Torah hefker. And the Reisha, the reason is, why do we have these 3 days then according to Rav Yossi? Because we're saying like this, that we need to, even according to Rav Yossi, we need to have this concept that people are not going to fake their ownerlessness, their hefker, and now avoid giving maaser. Even according to Rav Yossi, we need that. And therefore, there needs to be that 3-day buffer. And also, so what we're saying here is that you lose you according to this in Rav Yossi, you lose. I mean, it's fully hefker after 3 days. Even generally according to Rav Yossi, it's still yours even after 5 days, after a month, if no one picks it up. But here, because of this concept of people might mess around with it, to not forget the laws of hefker, of maaser on the no maaser on a hefker land, and playing around with these laws, after 3 days, even according to Rav Yossi, it's fully hefker. So So that's why the beginning part fits with Rav Yossi, because the beginning part is after 3 days, now it's hefker. What do you mean? According to Rav Yossi, even after 3 days. And this sounds like Rabbanan. So no, Rav Yossi, in a way, would agree over here not to forget these laws of hefker. You still need a buffer to help to make sure that these tricksters don't trick. So therefore, even Rav Yossi would say after 3 days, it's fully hefker. And that's what the Gemara speaks it out. Let it be after 1 day. Like, what's the deal with 3? No, because and here's where we see it inside. I quoted before from the Ran, but here's where we actually see the answer. And then Rabbah says no, because of the tricksters that are mafkir v'hadrimihon, and then they go back on it right away. So because of that, we need that 3-day buffer, and even Rav Yossi is going to agree that we need the 3-day buffer. And to make that 3-day buffer a real thing, after 3 days, it's fully hefker. Aval deoraita lo havi hefker, but mideoraita, it's aval deoraita lo havi hefker. ודין מעטי לאסורי מן החיוב על הפטור, ועל הפטור על החיוב. ומילא, כי מעשרת עשר מן הבית. Okay, let's stop over here. We're at the bottom line. We'll review Rav Lakish, and we're at the bottom line. Chazak u'baruch. Eli, thank you for the dual shiur. Yeah, no, it's okay.